Lucknow is making headlines, in large part due to its world-class infrastructure, its rapidly developing agricultural landscape, and its excellence in ease of doing business. So to decode what the city of Nawabs is doing differently and how it's shaping the state of Uttar Pradesh's smart city vision, we're here at the Leaders of Tomorrow Springboard in the city of Lucknow. Joining us on the show tonight, we've got the former CEO of the National Skill Development Corporation, Jayant Krishna, former president of the Indian Industries Association, Ashok Kumar Agarwal, and partner at Rajat Chemical Industry and General Secretary of Amorsi Industries Association, Rajat Mehra. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. And Jayant, I'd love to kick off this conversation with you. This state is eyeing a $1 trillion economy, as I just mentioned. And the time horizon that's put to this figure is 4 years, 2027. In your view, give me a sense of the on-ground reality and how achievable that target is or perhaps isn't.
Pooja, it's for us to see the glass half full as half full or half empty. I surely see it as a glass half full. I see a lot of potential. UP is the largest state in the country when it comes to population. We are the largest producer of food grain in the country, largest milk producer, the largest mobile phone producer. We are the 5th largest state from an IT-enabled services, one of the largest in electronics, a pretty decent auto hub also in Western UP. So I think I see a lot of hope for the state. The target of $1 trillion economy, it looks a bit daunting, but the fact is every target must have a certain stretch, and then only, things happen. I see a lot of hunger in the state today to solicit investments in the industry. The ease of doing business in the state has improved very substantially on the ground. I'm not saying that it doesn't need to improve any further. It has to be an ongoing improvement. But vis-a-vis what it used to be, there has been a more better ease of doing business in the state. So I think there's a lot to look forward to. If you look at go by numbers, then perhaps we need, as we were talking earlier, almost a 30% GDP growth per year for us to hit $1 trillion economy target in foreseeable future. One should never forget, the demographic dividend. We keep talking about India leveraging a rich demographic dividend. India cannot leverage unless UP does. That's where the people are. We have the world's youngest working age population with a average of 28, 29 years. And UP is the state where bulk of such young population resides.
Phenomenal. And I think that sets the context really well. और आप पर आते हैं अशोक जी, अगर working population की बात हो ही रही, right? So I think in the state of UP, we look at unemployment 5 years ago. सर बेरोजगारी उस वक्त 14%, आज 4%, ठीक है? तो इस ट्रेंड में ऑप्टिमिज्म है, हमें उम्मीद मिलती है. But sir, is that telling the whole story? Is that telling the whole story?
इस समय जो हमारी स्टेट की पोजीशन है, सबसे पहले क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रीज़ के डेवलपमेंट के लिए लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति सबसे बेहतर होनी चाहिए, जो कि हम लोगों को इस समय मिल रही है. पहले हमारी वर्किंग आवर 5-6-7 घंटे होते थे, आज हम लोग 16 घंटे भी काम कर सकते हैं. अपनी फैक्ट्री रात के 2 बजे भी जा सकते हैं. तो इस तरह से जब हमारा प्रोडक्शन बढ़ रहा है, क्वालिटी बढ़ रही है, हम अपनी फैक्ट्री पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दे पा रहे हैं, तो निश्चित रूप से हमारे पास एम्प्लॉयमेंट की भी ज़्यादा व्यवस्थाएं होती जा रही हैं. अब देखिए कि अभी बहुत जल्दी लखनऊ के अंदर 1000 एकड़ में आपका प्राइम मिनिस्टर टेक्सटाइल पार्क बनने जा रहा है. 1000 करोड़ पे जिसमें कि इन्वेस्ट होने की संभावना से ज़्यादा भी होंगे, उस पोजीशन में 1 लाख लोगों को रोज़गार मिलेगा. तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट तो अपना पड़ा. अभी लखनऊ क्या पूरी यूपी में भी कई जगह पर, झांसी में, अलीगढ़ में, लखनऊ में, सब जगह आपके डिफेंस कॉरिडोर बनाए जा रहे हैं, ब्रह्मोस जहाँ बनाए जाएंगे. तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट तो लगातार हो ही रहा. और जितनी ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्रीज़ इस समय बहुत छोटे क्षेत्रों में, रूरल एरिया में लगातार आ रही हैं, जो अभी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट के जो हुए थे, निश्चित रूप से यार छोटे छोटे ज़िले में, छोटे छोटे शहरों में बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज आ रही है। मैं छोटे शहर से भी रहने वाला हूँ। लगातार हर जगह कोई जगह खाली नहीं है कि जो इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए मिल सके। इसलिए एम्प्लॉयमेंट की तो पोजीशन ये है कि छोटे शहरों में तो इस समय लेबर अवेलेबल नहीं हो पा रहा है।
सर मैं इत्तेफाक रखती हूँ इस बात से और मैं आप पे आना चाहूँगी रजत जी, बिकॉज आई थिंक द स्टेटिस्टिक्स टेल अस दैट over 17% of India's population is based in Uttar Pradesh, but Uttar Pradesh is contributing shy of 10% of the GDP. So do you expect these ratios to remain the same, and if not, what needs to change?
UP state GDP is about 23 trillion rupees. That's about $300 billion. And going by this, if we look at this kind of figure, it definitely looks very daunting when we talk about UP becoming $1 trillion economy. But then at the same time, what one needs to give a very close look at is what steps government has been progressively taking over past not 1 or 2 years, but over last 3 or 4 years. Because ultimately, it's not that this $1 trillion economy dream has all of a sudden, come from the sky. After Global Investor Summit, government announced that they have actually signed up some 32 trillion rupees worth of proposals, MOUs, which now stands revised at 38 trillions.
Right.
Now, let us not get into those, how realistic these are or not. But then, for example, if this happens, what kind of 32 trillions or 38 trillions means? Approximately 400 to 450 billion dollar of capex that government is talking about, right? And if this really actually comes on ground, this would have if you take the multiplier effect of this would propel UP's economy not $1 but to $2 trillion. So that would be humongous figure, and the kind of employment opportunities that it gets generated. If this actually takes shape over next 4 or 5 years, which is doable, which doesn't seem to be, because if this $120 billion really comes on ground, then this can actually take UP's GDP forward, propel UP's GDP by about $450 billion at 3. So they could be within the vicinity of $1 trillion, if not even exactly. And at the same time, the second part you said, the employment challenges. So as a thumb rule, every trillion rupee of capex actually generates 1 million jobs. 1 million fresh employment opportunities, right? So considering that if this 9 trillion capex actually takes place on ground, then this does have a potential of generating nearly 10 million new employment opportunities of all kinds, skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled, very highly skilled. So there is a scope, but then comes the second part of it. It all looks very pretty on paper.
Right.
And what happens when this ultimately, this from paper, it has to be, when you have to walk the talk, that's when the real challenge would start emerging.
Well, absolutely. You make a wonderful point. And, Jen, bringing you in here, one thing that seems contradictory to me is that in the city of Lucknow, the largest employer is the government, right? An overwhelming majority of the workforce are government servants. And yet Lucknow is considered to be the fastest job-creating city. Yeah. Those two statements seem inherently contradictory to me. How do you understand?
So I think if you look at UP or North India, Lucknow is not excluded. The fascination for government job continues because I think once they get in, they'll only superannuate and get a lifelong pension and so on and so forth. They'll become, use a different language, son-in-laws and daughter-in-laws of the government, but I see it changing, for Lucknow to emerge as one of the fastest growing job hubs in the country. That's not happening in the government space for sure. It's happening in the private sector. If you look at Lucknow itself today, it is a major player in the auto sector, the Tata Motors, Marco Polo, their units doing well. If you look at IT and IT-enabled services, the TCS and HCL both have mega units here in Lucknow. It's hugely on the pharma sector. If you look at the research and development sector, Lucknow is home to some very good CSIR and ICR labs. So I see a lot happening here. If you look at our GDP rank, I think Lucknow ranks among different, not just in UP, but in absolute terms in the country, 12th or 13th in the entire country. So I think I see the fascination for government jobs dwindling with the passage of time. and more people getting attracted towards private sector jobs, because let us be very, very clear, government jobs will dwindle, keep on dwindling, that's right, like a writing on the wall. Even government's declared intention is that they want more governance and less government, actually, right? So government jobs will not increase at all. And the sooner states like UP realize that, I think, and the more, the red carpet is rolled out to the industry, I'm sure that's where the future job numbers are going to come from. Surely not from the government,
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that deserves a round of applause, please. It's time for a short break, but our continued coverage of the Leaders of Tomorrow's Springboard in the city of Nawabs, Lucknow, continues. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching all the highlights from the Leaders of Tomorrow's Springboard in the city of Lucknow, the city of Nawabs. 7,000 से ज़्यादा स्टार्टअप थे उत्तर प्रदेश, 50 से अधिक इंक्यूबेटर्स हैं, राइट? पर गवर्नमेंट की ओर से वो सपोर्ट मिल रहा है जो मिलना चाहिए?
गवर्नमेंट का विजन तो बहुत अच्छा है, हमारे ऊपर के बैठे हुए अधिकारी और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का, लेकिन ग्राउंड पर मीन्स जस्ट एज दी छोटे जिलों में नीचे स्तर पर वो माइंडसेट अभी नहीं आ पाया है। जस्ट एज जैसे गुजरात में था कि जब माननीय मोदी जी वहाँ पर मुख्यमंत्री थे तो वहाँ के गवर्नमेंट स्टाफ और सारे लोगों के अंदर ये विजन आ गया था कि हमें गुजरात को बहुत ऊपर उठाना है
जी।
लेकिन अभी हमारे यूपी में ऊपर लेवल पे तो ये सोच बहुत अच्छे से आ चुकी है कि हम लोगों को यूपी को बहुत आगे ले जाना है, $1 ट्रिलियन हम 27 से पहले ले जाएंगे। बट अभी वो सोच निचले स्तर पर नहीं पहुंची है। फिर भी यहाँ के इन्वेस्टर और यहाँ के लोग काफ़ी तेज़ी से मेहनत कर रहे हैं। आप दुनिया के किसी कोने में जाएंगे, कहने में भैया लोग जरूर कह जाते हैं, लेकिन सारा काम उन्हीं के हाथ में होता है। दुनिया के किसी भी कोने में बहुत मेहनती लोग हैं, बहुत आगे चलने वाले लोग हैं और स्टार्टअप में भी बहुत आगे जाएंगे, ऐसा मेरा मानना।
और रजत, जब लखनऊ की बात आती है और जो उत्तर प्रदेश की बात आती है, ऑफन टाइम्स यू हियर time and time again public private partnerships, right? The PPP model, when it comes to expressways, when it comes to educational ventures, when it comes to electricity supply, and the list goes on and on. So to what extent in your view has this model proven to be a success?
See, public-private partnership is something which, where again, I would say the jury is still out. It's something. This is a model which has been too glamorously spoken about,
Right.
and it's more of a wishful thinking, because ultimately government feels that basically they're just trying to shun away most of their responsibility under the garb of public-private partnership. Because they feel that perhaps under public-private partnership, the freedom with which they are able to do capex is far more vis-a-vis doing the same thing within the government department setup. Because there lots of budgetary requirements are there, lots of other shackles are there which they are unable to get rid of. But when the same project gets into some kind of special purpose vehicle, which again, that special purpose vehicle is what you start calling public-private partnership. So these special purpose vehicles, because they are autonomous in nature and they have a chief executive officer, they have an administrative setup of their own, and they are able to take lot many decisions far more expeditiously, far more independently. That's what we expect them to do. How far they are able to do, how successfully they are able to do, again, that's where I said the jury is still out, because we really don't know how, so far, I mean, in last almost a decade, I have been very closely observing. This is more of a lip service, more of a I would say, a pipe dream, rather than actually becoming a success story. As far as, this may be my personal opinion, but this is my observation.
So, well, Speaking of success, and I want to come to you, Jayan, I think it's no secret that Lucknow is legendary for its kebabs, right? In the short time I've been here, I've sampled them myself. And my question to you is whether you believe that this city has what it takes to become the country's next food tech hub. Is Lucknow where it lies, sir?
So, you have touched a chord which is so close to my heart. I think Lucknow, one brand value which will never diminish for Lucknow is its heritage. If you look at, you have some world-class monuments. You have, Kathak Gharana of Lucknow. The food, there's no competition with any other city or any other state in the country. I mean, the foodies believe that Lucknow is the best place in the country for Awadhi food. You look at chicken curry. Huge amount of potential the city has. The sophistication, the mannerism, the Pehle Aap Tehzeeb, the Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb. I think Lucknow truly deserves to be a UNESCO World Heritage City. Very clearly, and I've been trying. I have made a presentation to the tourism and culture minister of the state, as well as to the principal secretary tourism and culture, and they gave a patient hearing. That's itself is a good thing. I think we all should do that, because what will happen with this listing? We have a lot on ground. But the perception of the city as a tourism hub will go up very substantially. We'll have funds from the World Monument Conservation Forum, of UNESCO. We'll have funds for conservation and things like that. And it will bring huge amount of footfall.
तो हम आते हैं चिकनकारी, क्योंकि यहाँ पर इसी शहर में 2,500 से ऊपर चिकनकारी व्यापारी हैं, ठीक है, चाहे वो लोकल मार्केट के लिए मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हो, नेशनल मार्केट के लिए या इंटरनेशनल मार्केट. एंड चिकनकारी इज अ 400-year-old आर्ट फॉर्म, ठीक है. So, sir, what more would you like to see from the government by way of preserving this and capitalizing on this as a revenue source? क्योंकि ये तो हमारी खासियत है.
चिकन कढ़ाई में और कढ़ाई पे चिकन, दोनों चीज़ें हैं. और ये नवाबों का शहर.
जी.
मैं अभी बहुत छोटी सी घटना बता रहा हूँ. अभी कुछ दिनों पहले लंदन में था. हेरिट जो सबसे बड़ा वहाँ का मॉल है. एक मैंने वहाँ शर्ट देखी जो कि बहुत ही अच्छी लग रही थी देखने में. जब मैंने देखा मेड इन इंडिया और लखनऊ की चिकनकारी उसमें थी. मीन्स
राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन.
ऐसा नहीं है, अभी भी इसका कोई तोड़ नहीं है, इसका कोई जोड़ नहीं है जो चिकनकारी हमारी लखनऊ की है. और लगातार हमारे जो भी व्यूअर्स हैं, जो काम करने वाले हैं, और सरकार इस पे लगातार काम कर भी रही है. और शायद मुझे नहीं मालूम कितनी संख्या समझते, लगभग 2 लाख परिवार इससे जुड़े हुए हैं. काफ़ी बड़ा एक्सपोर्ट का है. लेकिन अभी जो क्वालिटी और क्वांटिटी एक्सपोर्टर को चाहिए या जो हमारे इंपोर्टर को चाहिए, अभी हम लोग को दे भी नहीं पा रहा है. इसके लिए हम लोगों को ज़रूरत है यहाँ पर अच्छे डिज़ाइनर हाउस बनाने की. ज़रूरत है कि इन लोगों को जो अच्छे काम करने वाले हैं उनको किस तरह से अप्रिशिएट करें, और तभी हम उनके जो कीमत है उसके देने के लिए, जैसे अभी माननीय योगी जी ने बहुत बड़ा प्रयास किया. नोएडा में काफ़ी बड़ा कि उन्होंने एक्सपोर्ट के लिए, प्रमोशन के लिए अभी कुछ दिनों पहले किया था. काफ़ी लोग वहाँ से इधर आए भी थे. बल्कि मैंने एक सुझाव और भी दिया था कि यहाँ पर एक हेलीपोर्ट भी होना चाहिए. निश्चित रूप से जो लोग हमारे आते हैं इंपोर्टर, तो वो दिल्ली के आसपास, बड़े शहरों के आसपास रुक के चले जाते हैं. अगर इधर भी आएंगे लखनऊ में, तो जो काम हो रहा है, काम को करते हुए देखें. लोगों के दिमाग में भर दिया गया है कि बच्चे काम करते हैं, जो कहीं सही नहीं है. कि बच्चे काम करते हैं, चाइल्ड लेबर काम कर रही है, ये लोगों के दिमाग में भर दिया गया. जबकि ऐसा नहीं है. इस तरह का हमारा डिस्प्ले भी होना चाहिए कि किस तरह के बड़े लोग, बुजुर्ग लोग, अच्छे लोग इसमें काम कर रहे हैं. तो इसका कोई तोड़ और जोड़ नहीं, मैंने सब बताया.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Please, sir.
So if I may add something on chicken curry, I think the art form has seen a huge revival in recent years. If you look at who's who of the top-end designers of the country, everybody leverages chicken curry. There are villages in and around Lucknow which are completely owned by these fashion icons, the designers of the country. There was a time when chicken curry was only for daily wear or a night wear or a kind of a thing. Today there is no HNI or UHNI wedding anywhere in the country where the marriage collection doesn't have at least half a dozen things which are actually done here in Lucknow. Could be chicken curry, could be zardozi, could be kamdani, could be tukudi, or these kind of work. A huge amount of.
Most of these craftsmen are resource starved. They have the skill, they have the necessary know-how, and they have fantastic acceptability also of their product, but perhaps they're resource starved in terms of getting the right kind of packaging, because in today's world, packaging plays a major role in creating curiosity amongst these.
Absolutely.
So they figured out that packaging is one area where they are lacking resource, and then second area where they're lacking resource is perhaps reaching out to the customer, because ultimately they all are pocketed in their respective districts, and they are dependent on some kind of middlemen who are actually connected with the right kind of people. They come to them and they take away all their produce, and then they make big money. These people are left with small gains, and which is why they are running, they are hand to mouth.
So much of smart city success is rooted in R&D. और आश्चर्य की बात यह है सर कि like for example the National Dairy Development Corporation का R&D hub लखनऊ में है, National Handloom Development Corporation का R&D hub लखनऊ में है. तो R&D इतना हो रहा है, इसलिए इससे स्मार्ट सिटी इनोवेशन की कोई लेना देना सर, और इज दिस प्योरली अ कोइंसिडेंस?
नहीं, R&D ये कहना कि नहीं हो रहा ऐसा नहीं है. आज हम तेज़ी से R&D की तरफ बढ़ भी रहे हैं, काम भी हो रहे हैं, लेकिन ग्राउंड पे दिखाई पड़े ये अभी ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है. काम हो रहे हैं, ये निश्चित सी बात है. और आने वाला समय हमारा जो लखनऊ तहजीब का शहर, जो कि तू और तुमको आप बोलता है, मेरे को हम बोलते हैं, और निश्चित रूप से 10 स्मार्ट सिटी की बजाय 5वें 6ठे नंबर पर होगा, 4थे नंबर पर होगा, ऐसा मेरा मानना है.
Wow, incredible. Well, that's a wrap here at the Leaders of Tomorrow Springboard in the city of Nawabs, Lucknow. We'll see you next time.